Please subscribe to my channel. The wrestling world has seen its share of tragedy, but not every fallen star receives the tribute they deserve from the biggest stage in sports entertainment. While some legends get emotional video packages and arena-wide moments of silence, others slip away into the shadows with barely a whisper from the company that once made them household names. Before we dive into these forgotten warriors, make sure you hit that subscribe button because we're about to uncover stories that WWE would rather you forget. When Tom Billington, better known as the Dynamite Kid, passed away in December 2018, the silence from WWE headquarters was deafening. This was the man who revolutionized what it meant to be a smaller wrestler in a land of giants. His innovative style in the ring laid the groundwork for every high-flying athlete who came after him. Together with his cousin Davey Boy Smith as the British Bulldogs, he captured tag team gold and electrified audiences throughout the 80s. But when his heart finally gave out at age 60, WWE posted nothing on their social media channels. No tribute video aired on Monday Night Raw. No mention was made during SmackDown. The company acted as if one of their most influential performers had never existed at all. His battles with Bret Hart in Stampede Wrestling became the stuff of legend, teaching an entire generation what technical wrestling could be. His feuds in Japan against Tiger Mask created a template that wrestlers still study today. Yet when the final bell rang for Dynamite Kid, WWE remained silent. Nikolai Volkov stood as one of the most recognizable heels of the Cold War era in professional wrestling. Fans genuinely despised him as he sang the Soviet anthem before his matches, playing the Russian villain to perfection during a time when such heat was nuclear. He held the tag team championships and worked with some of the biggest names in the business during the rock and wrestling era that put WWE on the map. When Volkov died in July 2018, WWE gave him a single tweet. That was the entirety of their acknowledgment. No video package celebrating his career. No retrospective on how he helped build the foundation of WrestleMania. Just a brief message on social media that disappeared into the digital void within hours. This was a man who had dedicated decades to the business, who had helped draw money during one of the company's most crucial growth periods, and his reward was 140 characters. The Ultimate Warrior's longtime tag team partner, Jim Hellwig, who later became the Warrior, often overshadowed another key figure from that era. But before Warrior face paint and neon tassels, there was a different kind of tag team making noise. When Axe, one half of Demolition, passed away, the reaction from WWE was similarly muted. Demolition held the tag team titles for a record-setting reign that stood for years. They were monsters who dominated the tag division and sold countless tickets. Bill Eadie, who portrayed Axe, was part of a team that helped define what tag team wrestling meant in the late 80s. His death barely registered a blip on WWE programming. The company that had profited from his persona and his work simply moved on as if he had never strapped on those spiked shoulder pads. Ashley Massaro's death in 2019 shook the wrestling community to its core, but WWE's response was ice cold. She had been a contestant on the WWE Diva Search and went on to become a featured performer on their programming for years. She appeared at WrestleMania. She was part of storylines that millions watched every week. But Ashley had also been part of a lawsuit against WWE regarding head injuries and their long-term effects. She spoke out about her experiences and the toll that wrestling had taken on her body and mind. When she died at just 39 years old, WWE released a brief statement of condolence. There was no tribute show, no special video package, no moment of silence in the arena. The company distanced itself as quickly as possible, and within a news cycle, it was as if she had never existed in their universe at all. Brian Christopher Lawler, son of the legendary Jerry Lawler, took his own life in a Tennessee jail in 2018. As Grandmaster Sexy of Too Cool, he had been part of one of the most popular acts of the Attitude Era. Fans across the world did his dance. His music hit and arenas erupted. He brought joy to millions during wrestling's biggest boom period. When he died, WWE acknowledged it with a perfunctory statement but nothing more. His father was a commentator for the company for decades. His legacy was intertwined with some of WWE's most profitable years. Yet when his demons finally overwhelmed him, the company he had bled for offered nothing beyond hollow words on a website. These are just a fraction of the performers who gave their bodies and their lives to build the empire that WWE has become. Each one of them contributed to the foundation that current superstars stand upon. They took bumps that shortened their lives. They worked through injuries that would hobble them for decades. They traveled endless miles and missed countless moments with their families, all in service of the business. When their time came, the machine they had helped build didn't even pause to remember their names. The next show went on. The next storyline continued. The next dollar was made. This is the reality behind the curtain that WWE doesn't want you to see. If you found these untold stories shocking and want to discover more truths about the wrestling business, hit that subscribe button now and join us as we continue to shine a light on the forgotten heroes of sports entertainment.